Now, the most accurate weather forecast in South Texas with meteorologist Juan Acuna.
Welcome back, everyone, and a very good Thursday afternoon to you as we take a live look at our Nissan Automotive 6 weather bug off in Kingsville, looking at Highway 77. Plenty of sunshine. It's kind of hard and difficult to find a cloud out there. 97 degrees, southeasterly winds checking in at 16 miles an hour, and temperatures across the coastal bend still pretty hot, feeling much like summer outdoors. Mid-90s here in the city, 91 out at the Naval Air Station. Water temperature is getting a little bit cooler. We have some upwelling going on, so 82 out at the Packeray Channel. Rockport is checking in at 90. Port Aransas at 87, 93 in Ingleside, and still holding on to some triple digits for our inland communities. Where George West, you're still feeling like 105. Heat index off in Falfurrias, 103. Feeling like 98 here in the city, and 104 for our friends out at the Naval Air Station and out in Flower Bluff as well. Right now, the weather pattern is just not a whole lot to look at. Most of the light shower activity today has been confined off into the Gulf of Mexico, and the big frontal boundary that we were watching earlier in the week, that's way off in the middle Atlantic coast, and right now it's just dragging up to the north as a warm front because they have all this warm air coming in off of the mountains of Mexico. And you can kind of see the clockwise rotation. So we have the monsoonal rains going off in the desert southwest near the Four Corners area, and we're right underneath this dome of high pressure. So we have sinking air in place. And again, there's a big old H right on top of us. So that's why we have sunny skies. That's why it's so hot outdoors. So we need this to check on out of here before we start to see any changes in our forecast. And it is scheduled to happen as we look at the future tracker. Not going to happen today or tomorrow either. Even as we go into Saturday, we still have high pressure in place, but notice we still see a little bit of a movement up to the northeast. So we're still looking at hot temperatures for us. But then going on into Monday and Tuesday, the highs move off to the northeast, still under the influence here in the coastal bend and for much of Texas. So it's still going to be pretty hot. However, we will start to see increased humidity with some stray sea breeze showers coming in off the Gulf of Mexico as the dome of high pressure starts to move over to the southeast instead of being right on top of South Texas. So here we go, and watching the tropics, we're getting closer and closer to the peak of hurricane season, and right towards the end of August and going into the first half of September, the peak of hurricane season comes at about September 10th. So this is the time of year when we start to see the biggest increase in tropical activity. So that's why we're watching things very, very closely. And the good news is that there's still not a whole lot to be watching in the Atlantic. Most of it is quiet. However, the National Hurricane Center continues to watch this area that is coming off of the coast of Africa right now. And once it comes off of the coast, that's where environmental conditions could become conducive to see some tropical development. And they have it way out here in the central Atlantic, just off of the Leeward Islands, but still a pretty low chance of development. Of course, we're going to be watching it. It's not a threat to us right now. And even as we look at the Caribbean and off into the Gulf of Mexico, we are in good shape. Much different from a year ago, as at this point, the remnants of Harvey are already getting its act together across the Yucatan. But again, not the case right now. Hurricane Lane, as we mentioned earlier, a strong Category 4 storm with winds of 130 miles an hour. Again, hurricane watches and warnings in place, and just a cusp of a Category 4 storm as it approaches the big island of Hawaii there. And as we move a little bit closer, not expecting a direct impact, it should stay west of the islands. But still, 10 to 20 inches of rain are going to be possible, with flash flooding and some landslides already occurring out there, and of course some strong winds as well. We're not expecting hurricane force winds, anywhere between about 39 to about 45 miles an hour, but that's the good news. But again, still a strong Category 2-3 storm should stay to the west right there, and still getting some lots of rainfall as we look at the looping radar there. Back here at home, it's going to be hot tomorrow, upper 90s, sunny skies with southeasterly winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour. As we look at our NEC Co-op Energy 7-day forecast, a couple of 97s for Friday and Saturday, plenty of sunshine, plenty of hot temperatures as well. And then next week, a little bit of a change, increasing humidity, not really for the best, but we do start to see an increase in stray sea breeze showers each afternoon with highs right around seasonal average. Lee, Jen.